Hello, guys. I'm Kevin,
I'm Dylan,
and
and
we're
we're
here
here
to
to
give
give
you
you
a
a
sense
sense
of
of
direction.
direction. That
We
was a
got
good
that one good.
one.
Okay. How's your week, Dylan?
uh,
Or month? Let's just recap the month.
the recap of the month. Beginning of the month, I went on a girls' trip, log
Nice.
cabin, did a bunch of hiking. We were trying to paddleboard, got rained out. And then this last weekend, I was at my brother's graduation. He was graduating from Notre Dame in electrical engineering. That kid is so
Sounds
smart.
fancy.
Yes. So proud of him. Notre Dame is a crazy campus. They
Yeah.
have
Did they
so
finally
much
rebuild
going on.
that? Was it Notre Dame that burned down?
Yeah, but like in France, like the
Oh, okay.
original.
Yeah,
Like
see,
not
that's how
the,
much
yeah.
I know about them.
Finally it got they've been working on that for like years and years and years and
Yeah.
years. So
Well, good for
yeah.
them.
But different one.
Yeah. The cooler one.
Yeah. What about you? What's your highlights?
Honestly, as sad as it sounds, I've just been working these past couple weeks. But I'm looking
Grinding.
forward to next month because I'll cut back on the work and have more fun.
Nice. It's good to have balance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So what are we talking about today?
So today, you have built up your $1,000 cushion. You have your 6 months of fixed expenses as your safety net and your savings. And we're talking about what is next.
So what to do after you've saved
Yeah,
a good chunk of change.
Last week we kind of talked on IRAs, which are great options for planning for your future. But there's just one more thing that we could talk about.
What is that?
What is that thing?
401ks.
Oh yeah.
You might have heard of these things. Usually they're employer sponsored. It's just another retirement savings account. It kind of works the same way as like a traditional and a Roth IRA. Has kind of a lot of the similarities. It's usually pre-taxed money that you're putting into these accounts, and you can contribute as much as you want. It gets taken out of your paycheck. Some employers will match, some won't. So it's just always good to read what your employer will do. And it kind of has the same age limit as the other ones, which is close to like 59 and a half years old.
So specific with the 59 and a half.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, so with that, you are taxed on your withdrawals because your money that you've put in is before tax.
Yep.
So this is something that typically you'd see. I believe Turtlesmith had he had a 401k.
I think you're right.
So that is something that you get taken out of your paycheck before tax. So then when you take it out, after the age of 60, you would have to pay taxes on that. Yeah. This also has special regulations, like you can take out money before and use it. Like we had just heard, you can take out from your 401k if you're about to buy a house, or if you have medical expenses. There are certain circumstances in which you can take out. However, you will be paying tax on that.
Yes.
So it kind of depends. It sounds like it's
and you might get penalized for it.
Yeah,
too.
it's a 10% penalty for early withdrawals.
Just always read the fine print.
Yeah. And it's not hard or complicated. It's a little annoying that you have to like read the fine print of things, but honestly, it saves your back.
When it comes to your money, you always want to read the fine print.
Yeah. Also, I heard of this guy who like read the fine print of his like credit card statement, and he like sent back to the credit card company. He was like, I read everything and I have some changes. And then the credit card company was like, great, like no one ever since changes, we just approved it.
Oh, like he was like, I'm judging your work and like this is what you guys can do better kind of thing?
No, he was like, oh, I hear you, but instead of doing 5% interest, I actually want 2%.
Oh,
so he like finessed the credit card company, and it became like a legal whatever because the credit card company was like, people can't do that.
Yeah.
And then the judge was like, oh, so you don't read your own fine print? Gotcha. So honestly, read that fine print. You can save stuff. It's almost like in school when like your teacher or whatever would write something in the syllabus and was like, you get 10 extra credit points if you come give me a high five. When you're that's true.
That's true.
So
My teachers
that,
never did
yeah,
that, but
it applies throughout life.
yeah.
Should read.
Who would have known that having knowledge on something can actually benefit you?
Yeah. They say knowledge is power, right?
That is true.
I wish more people thought that way.
Can't fix them all.
But yeah, are there other ways to invest your money? Like we've been talking about saving and growing money. Are there other ways to grow your money?
Yeah. I mean, we could talk about some online apps that you could use. I mean, Acorns. If you want to start out simple, Acorns is probably a good one to go with.
Yeah, because they do that. They have this option where you can round up your
that's
purchases.
what they're most known for.
Yeah. So it just like does the spare change. So you bought a coffee for $4.73 and it will just round up to make that $5. And I can't do math, but whatever that change
gets put into a little piggy bank.
Yeah.
And then that piggy bank just grows as well.
Again, one of those set it and forget it things.
Yeah.
Like you set it up, you forget it, and by the end of the year you've saved a couple $100. I mean,
yes.
And you didn't even have to think about that.
I have one in my car, and then I have some on my desk, and then some like that's fallen out of my pocket. But I don't keep coins on me. I don't keep change on me. You know, it's just I hate the way they sound, and then they get all clumpy and like stuck together. So no, just imagine that change in a little piggy bank. Just growing.
Yeah, and that change does add up because I worked in a restaurant and I would just like toss my
quarters,
spare change into like a little jar and then every couple of months take it to the Coinstar or whatever. And sometimes
I haven't been to a Coinstar in years.
Yeah, you should take all of those little spots. Just do it up, see how much you had, and then come back next episode and tell us what it is.
Okay, we'll do.
But if you're a little more savvy and you want to do a little bit more than just save your spare change, there's Robinhood, which is also a very good investment app. It's designed for beginners. You can start as low as just $1. And then they kind of go through like different explanations of different types of funds, because there's mutual funds, index funds, or target date funds. You can just kind of start like picking and choosing and learning as you do it through the app versus like having to do a whole bunch of research, which you should still do.
Of course.
I just think this one's a little bit easier to like, it tells you, should I be looking into this type of fund, or like, what is this market? You can hand like safety guardrails. Like it's very, very beginner friendly. But let's just say you're a tad savvier than that with your investments. You know a little bit more about the market. Maybe you have some stocks. SoFi comes highly regarded.
Nice.
There's a lot of in-depth like coverage of like what you can control.
Because I know Robinhood, I know SoFi. I feel like I've heard of Vanguard. Have you heard of Vanguard?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like at that level, you kind of just know more about the stock market and just know more about stocks, so you can.
Yeah, but you could also, let's just say you're intrigued by investing, but you really want to know a little bit more. You can do a walk-in with any brokerage like office. They'll like kind of take you through it, or maybe they have pamphlets that explain it, and you don't necessarily have to set up an appointment. But they make it pretty easy if you know what you're looking for. And that's what we would just want to help you know what to look for. And here, these 3 apps are just very easy baseline, introductory, get your toe in the water.
Then you can get your foot in the water.
Then
your whole leg.
And then your whole leg.
And then your upper torso.
And then you're swimming. You're swimming in money. Because you're doing such a good job with your investments. But I think the gist of all of this is ways to grow your money without having to actually do a lot of work. I mean, obviously you're working.
You want to do the research, all that. You want to earn the money. But it's more like the difference between saving. Saving is more kind of like what we talked about, that $1,000 cushion, 3 to 6 months of fixed expenses. That's like your core saving. And then this is any income or anything you have left over that you want to grow over time, that you're really already not touching because you have these other savings in place. So that's what
something
good
you
way to look
can
at
do
investments.
after you're doing your
Yeah.
savings and stuff and your retirement.
They're
Because we
always long-term.
definitely highly recommend like your savings account you need.
Mhm.
Have that $1,000 cushion. Have the 6 months fixed expenses for a safety net. Just because that's really good advice. And honestly, the last time I was in between jobs, that cushion
Yeah.
really
It's a
helped
good
me.
crutch.
It really helped me.
Because you can't invest if you're living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
So this is just after you're kind of at a stable, you're putting, you have
And you're not
all
in
of your
debt. I feel like we
cups.
haven't talked about
Yeah.
that. But
Debt management for a
Yeah.
lot of college kids, that's something you have to think about if you took out student loans. It sucks, but unfortunately it is the way that it is. We'll probably talk more in depth about like debt management or something later. But right now, I think good to have saving for right now, saving for your future, and then just the investing in
Good
the
plan.
market is just kind of like an extra, like a bonus if you want to do.
It's a great opportunity.
Yeah, great
Not
opportunity.
a lot of people have the privilege to invest. So if you do,
and then also, we don't know much about crypto. We're not going to really give a lot of advice on crypto. But if you're interested in exploring that market, I believe it was Coinbase is
that's the one I get the most ads for.
And that kind of just goes through the cryptocurrency
I feel like
market.
an old person when I think about crypto.
Yeah. I hear a lot about it, but it never like absorbs.
I'm gonna give it a couple more years until I start.
So I'm gonna keep my eye on it. But yeah, just continue thinking thinking about your future.
Pointer though about this crypto. Just look at the Haktua girl.
Oh.
Did you hear about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you don't know, just look that up, and then that should be your red flag around crypto. And
there's a lot of rug pulls in there. Yeah, if there's some like a fad or a trend or those funny like what was it, Dogecoin?
Yeah.
All that stuff. I mean, it sounds fun for a gimmick, but then it's just like you just handed someone $50 for no reason.
I mean, I feel like that's
I don't know. Maybe I just don't know enough.
If you're
I don't
like
want to be a hater.
billionaire and you just got money to spend, like sure, go for it. But like if you're really serious about building your money, that's kind of, you got to be smart with that stuff. You know, you don't want to.
Just know that investing in the market of any kind, there is risk involved. I mean, most of the time, like these apps, they try to help you, and they go through like risk aversion and like stuff like that. But just anytime you're investing in the market, there is some sort of risk. It's not ever guaranteed. So that's why just do your research, do your due diligence. But here's the other thing. We don't want you to be on your investment app or whatever and then be checking every single day, because that's a nightmare. The market fluctuates every single day. It fluctuates every hour, I assume. So just know that you're doing this as a set it and forget it.
Yeah, you really have to have a mindset for investing. And you gotta try your hardest not to think short term. Yeah.
And it's always good to like invest in companies that you know are doing like solid. My boss had recommended Johnson & Johnson because they own about everything in the grocery store. So
pretty soon they'll be owning the air. Just kidding.
Not like the Lorax. I think about that.
It's a great movie.
Yeah. So
yeah, I think
just always be looking out for future you. You know, just in the back of your head. It doesn't need to be front forward because we want you to live your life now. We just want you to be smart about it, you know? Like if you get a pay grade or a bump or whatever, you should not, I mean, as much fun as it would be to like go on a shopping spree or go on a vacation or blow it on your family or something, you could invest that $5,000 into your IRA and then 20, 30 years later, you know, be setting up for retirement. So
delayed gratification.
Yes.
That is the name of the game.
Yes. You know how I first heard of that? Was
delayed gratification?
Yeah.
What?
It was specifically talking about like backing in. Like like
car?
yeah, backing your car into a parking spot.
Oh,
And I guess
yeah,
it's like
because like you're thinking ahead and you want to.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
So, and now, because I used to do that all the time, like in college, back in, because I'm like, I need to get out of here.
Oh, so you're the person that like I'm behind you and you're in the parking space, and then like you go up and I think I got that spot, but then you start backing in, and then like I'm flipping you off and like being like, what the fuck, dude?
I mean, nowadays I'm just kind of like, am I gonna be late? I need to pull in.
Yeah.
But yeah, delayed gratification, very smart.
I mean, since we're talking about investments, do you want to talk about what you look for whenever you're investing?
Sure. I look for
and it doesn't have to be about stocks or anything. It's just your money, just
in general. I want to, like, if I'm spending a large amount of money, and honestly, a large amount of money to me is like if it's over a couple $100, like that's kind of an investment. I want to make sure that it's like serves a purpose that's useful, or speaking, if I was to like invest my money into something, like I want to make sure that the company is like has ethical values that align. Yeah, that they're not dehumanizing to their workers. Yeah, no medical company is. I mean, it's $1 billion market, but to me that it crosses a lot of morality lines in big pharma. So I can't wait till they take those guys down.
So I put mine all in GameStop.
What was his name? Like Kitty something.
I know who exactly you're talking about. Yeah, I forgot his name.
But that's actually a good movie. Based off of real life about the GameStop stocks. If you want like a dramatized version of something insane that went on with the market and kind of plays around the different.
Wolf of Wall Street is another good example of how crazy the market can be, right?
They are investor dudes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's the whole trope. That's like the day trader investor, you know. But
I don't know. The other one was like kind of real story. Like I know the Wolf of Wall Street is based off of the real guy, but like that movie's
I mean,
insane.
I wouldn't think all the personal aspect of it, but like the whole scamming shit. Anyway.
There's a lot to go around, which is why you should do your due diligence on research. And if you are investing your money into something, you should probably know what the company does. Because I know these apps kind of make it very easy to be like, oh, like I could just do, this amount of money right now. So make sure you're just thinking about your future. You're not stressing about your investments every single day. You should set it and forget it. Mm-hmm. And then just be aware of different types of retirement accounts and like when you're allowed to take out money / when they're going to tax you. If it's before or after or when you're withdrawing. Mm-hmm. Just important to know. So you're not like 72 being like, why am I, what is this? Money? Read the fine print if you're feeling inclined. But even that I know is tough because I only do that like half, not even half, 25%
Anytime my
of the
iPhone gets
time.
Updated, I just agree.
I just want to use my phone. Yeah. So what about you? Do you have special investment ideas?
Regret. If I'm making an investment, I want to know, am I going to regret wasting this money on this? And that usually is my barometer. Mm-hmm. You know, am I going to regret not wasting this money on this, or am I going to regret wasting my money on it? I'm old-fashioned. That's me. So
I feel like that's hard to like figure out sometimes. Or do you kind of like know like immediately?
After years of bad financial decisions, it becomes second nature. Okay. Yeah, but in the beginning, no, I was just making it rain.
So practice makes perfect, and know that there's no such thing as perfection for humans. So do what you can.
Philosophical here.
Yeah.
Getting deep.
Hey, that's me. Good episode.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see you guys next week.
Yep.